Hi everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Pro Aging with Paige, where I provide a safe space for all women to feel free to age. And if you're new here, my name is Paige Hales. And guess what? It's my birthday. So in today's episode, we're going to be talking about age and birthdays. And I also want to blow the doors off this idea that it's not okay to ask a woman how old she is. Also, I feel like the beauty industry was preying on women's insecurities by creating the anti-aging campaign. I love that. Also, a couple more things. I am going to be putting on some new makeup that I got for my birthday while I talk about aging and birthdays and why has this been normalized into our society where it's okay to ask how old a man is, but it's certainly not okay to ask how old a woman is. I just don't get it. And Paige is here to question it, and let's bust this myth. Let's get started. My skin is prime, so what I have is just my moisturizers on. So I'm gonna do a whole makeup thing today. So one of the things I've noticed is my experience is when you're young, birthdays are super celebrated. It's like, yeah, let's have this awesome birthday party for the kids, you know, and just really celebrate them and their birthdays and getting older. And then everybody's, oh wow, I'm really looking forward to getting to 12 or getting to 13 or getting to 15 or whatever it is. And then it's like we're almost conditioned to not be excited about our birthdays. I think men are excited about their birthdays, but women are like, no, I don't want to turn 20. I don't want to turn 25. Oh my God, I'm turning 30. Holy fuck, I'm turning 40. Oh God, I don't even want to celebrate any farther than 45. And then, I don't know if you guys have seen this, but whenever somebody's getting older, they like put, I don't know, gravestones or tombstones in people's front yards about they're getting closer to death and all that. It's, you know, I don't think it's funny. So I want to talk a little bit about why women don't celebrate their age as much as we actually should, because it's a luxury that we've gotten this far. I mean, truly, if you think about, you know, some of the people that have passed when they're young, you know, they don't have the privilege to get older. So yeah, so we're gonna talk a little bit about that. So the first thing I've gotten today is this product called Tiger Grass Color Correcting Treatment. Tiger Grass Color Correcting Treatment. I have some redness in my face. I have some rosacea happening kind of right here and right here, you know, so I am going to try this. So yeah, you know what? I am definitely seeing a difference there in the redness across here. So if you have any rosacea in your skin and you don't love it, if you love it, hell yeah. You know, do your thing, man. But like, I don't love it. But you know, one of the things that I've noticed is that my freckles are still shining, and yay, I like that. So far, for first application of this is by a brand called Dr. Jart, and I got this at Sephora. It's called Cicapair, and you know, I'll tell you one more time, it's the Tiger Grass Color Correcting Treatment. So there it is. All right. So yeah, so let's get back to birthdays and why we're not celebrating them. We're kind of more quiet about it, more, I don't know, more toned down. Like, you reach a particular age and you're not supposed to celebrate yourself anymore. And I want to know, what the hell is up with that? And where did that come along? Why in the world is it that we're not really allowed to celebrate our birthdays as loudly as we should? We've been conditioned, programmed, I'm gonna say, by the patriarchy that has made us step back. when celebrating ourselves and celebrating our birthdays. And we're really only supposed to be celebrating maybe once a decade, when you turn 40, when you turn 50, when you turn 60. And I say, you know what, let's stop this practice. We are lucky to have gotten to the place we are. So I say every year that comes along, say your birthday's in June, start celebrating the month before. So if your birthday's on June 1st, start celebrating on May 1st. You know, we are lucky to have made it this far. And so what I'm doing here is I want to help us feel better in our skins and help us remain relevant in our society. All right, so I've got my primer on. The next thing I'm gonna put on is my foundation. So, you know, let's get back to the idea of not being able to celebrate our age. You know, and I think that goes back to this whole anti-aging thing. I went down the Google hole of darkness and I was just, you know, trying to figure out, you know, what is this anti-aging thing? And actually, where did it come from? Where did this originate? Because I know this anti-aging, I'm gonna call it urban legend, that everybody has been conditioned to believe is the way that we should be behaving, is, you know, it was very misguided. So of course I did some research. What I did find out, the anti-aging movement or the anti-aging thing when it comes to beauty was just made up by some executive in the early 80s. You know, because I don't remember it coming along, I guess, until I was maybe my 20s or something like that. And all of a sudden, there was anti-aging technology. And at the time, I drank the Kool-Aid. I drank the anti-aging Kool-Aid. And so I started using anti-aging products. And you know what, another thing that tagged along with anti-aging was the fact that women in another way aren't allowed to appreciate getting older. So if you're told from when you're a really young child, anti-aging, anti-aging, and that's all you hear and that's all you're conditioned to hear, what do you think is gonna happen? I think it causes a lot of turmoil in people, in women, and it actually turns women on women. And younger women don't want to get old, and they certainly don't want to see women getting older. So it's gotten to the point where older equals ugly. And that's why pro-aging with Paige is here. It's because aging does not equal ugly. It does not equal ugly. So I'm just gonna keep on talking about it. And you know, and there's other women that I've seen that are doing the same thing. They're like, you know what? I am not digging this whole anti-aging thing. And I like the words pro-aging so much more. Because if you're pro-aging, you're vibing with what's happening to you. You're flowing with it instead of against it. Because whenever you whenever you start to flow or go backwards from your aging process, then you have a lot of turmoil in your life, you know? And it creates, you know, I feel like it just creates this dissonance inside you where you see what's happening to your face, but you feel the need, because of conditioning from society, to have this face with no texture on it. And the more we see women with texture, the less obsession we have with having a face that doesn't have any wrinkles on it. So yeah, okay, so I've got my base down. So the next thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put on my contouring. So I have this contour stick by Rare Beauty. So this is the way that it looks right here. That's the Rare Beauty contour stick, and I'm gonna use that for my left side. I also have this bronzer, which I use as contour by Benefit, and this is called Hoola Lite. This is a powder, and this is a cream stick. So we're gonna see which one that I like better, and then you can make up your mind which one you like better. If you like more of a lighter look or more of a snatched, contoured look. So let's see how that goes. And also another thing that I got was this face glaze right here. Whoops. So this face glaze, let me put on my glasses and explain to you what this is. This is by a brand called InnBeauty Project, and it's called Face Glaze Skin Barrier Veil. And it's the look of smooth, glowy, healthy skin. So this is infused with squalane, ceramides, and hyaluronic acid also. So let's put this on top of the contour, kind of right here. So anyway, let's get back to the conversation that we were having about why it's not okay to ask a woman her age. So I've done the contouring, and now let's go ahead and do my eyebrows. Some people are lucky enough to have eyebrows throughout the entire life, but I'm just not one of them. So I actually have to create my eyebrows. And so the way that I do that is I use this little miracle makeup called Gimme Brow by Benefit. I feel like Benefit has a very, very good brow line. So I'll just go ahead and do this real quick. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to put on an eyeshadow primer. So this is by e.l.f. and this is the Shadow Lock Eyelid Primer. So if you're going to be using any eyeshadow, it's always a good idea to put a little bit of primer down onto your into your eyelids. Just, you know, to have the moisture there and a nice palette there to work from. Okay. So this is AboutFace liquid eyeliner, and it's called On Pointe, right? So this isn't the fractal glitter. This is the fluid eye paint. So just put a little bit right here, like this. This goes a long way, so you don't use a lot. Anyway, so of course, when I was thinking about why isn't it okay to ask a woman how old she is, I went on to the internet. Of course I did. And what I found was two different points of view. So there is the point of view of, I'm gonna say, traditionalists, people that are probably, I don't know, 45 and older, that agree that it's, you know, that a woman's age should be kept to themselves, or is rude, or you don't have any manners if you ask somebody how old they are, if you ask a woman how old they are. And it just doesn't make sense. It's just the stupidest thing I've ever heard. And it actually, it's a way to backhandedly shame women into getting old, into being older. And I just don't like it. I think I've said that before. Oh my gosh, just look how pretty this is, isn't it? It's just a really, really pretty color, easy to work with too, the AboutFace line. And so we have this one perspective where, you know, oh no, you can't ask anybody, you know, how old they are. And I know that that's in absolutely direct relationship to shaming women into getting older. So I went to Reddit, and Reddit is a place, like if you want to get some surface information, then you stay on Google. But if you really want to get the fucking lowdown on shit, you need to go to Reddit. You know, Reddit is absolutely the place to go to find out what everybody's thinking. So, because this is where the truth is in Reddit. You know, of course there's some bullshit in there, but these are actually perfect responses. Can anyone explain why women don't like others to know their age? This guy says, edgy user name, because men are seen as wiser and hotter when they're older, and women are seen as less attractive and stuck up as they get older. This person said, you live too long, shame on your vagina. Ancient caveman patriarchy, probably. This one says, because Western culture has only valued youth in women, solely viewing them as a means of reproduction, and either cast older women on the trash heap or demonize them. And if you look at Reddit, and I'm gonna say people on Reddit are, I don't know, 45 and younger, have really changed when it comes to are trying to change this whole stigma around not asking women their age. This woman says, because of sexism, because women become older around 35 and face discrimination in employment, misery in dating, and are generally considered less relevant with each passing year, because men are given more respect and thought to become more attractive with age, while women face overwhelming negative stereotypes about being old. If I ever see somebody giving somebody else shit for asking a woman their age, or you say, oh, don't ask the woman their age, I'm going to fucking speak up. Anyway, so there is my questioning anti-aging, and also questioning this question that you're not allowed to ask women their age. By the way, I'm 58 years old and I look my age. So let's move on to finishing up this makeup look today. I'm gonna be using this blush today. This is by Stila. So what do you guys think about asking a woman their age? Are you going to, I don't know, maybe rethink your current position about telling people your age? Or are you gonna let the patriarchy shame you into not revealing your age? Because we've made it this far, and I think we need to begin to shout our age from the rooftops. And you know, there's quite a few women that are my age and a little bit older that are really, really turning the tables when it comes to the stigma of female aging. And I feel like the reason why we're doing this, and also the reason why we've done a lot of things in the past, is to try and make the way smoother for women in the future. So they won't have to struggle with all of the things that that we're struggling with now. So I finished up the concealer under my eyes. All right, so I was looking at my blush and it's not popping. So I decided to come behind it with some Miracle Balm by Jones Road, and this one is in the color Flush, so here it is. The Jones Road line is by Bobbi Brown. You know how Bobbi Brown has you know, a whole makeup line. I believe she sold it, and now she started another line. And mostly the Jones Road brand is for mature skin. And I'm not saying it's solely for mature skin, but I do believe that a lot of the products were formulated for mature skin. So things are very creamy there. So what you have to do is with this is you actually have to warm it up on your fingers. And then I'll come up to here, and give another layer of color to my cheeks, because I just wasn't loving that neutral color by Stila that I had on. So one of the most beautiful things about Jones Road is it really does give you some nice color payoff if you use enough, and it's very hydrating and shiny. I think it's really pretty. So there's that. I do like that a lot. All right, so I'm gonna go do my hair and I'll be right back for my final thoughts with Pro Aging with Paige. I'm back and I pulled out all my curls. All right, I'm gonna do my lips and then we'll be ready to go to the movies. All right, here's the final look. And what's the moral of the story today? So, moral of the story is, let's not believe the anti-aging bullshit that some advertising executive made up in the early 80s. And let's not be ashamed of our age. And when somebody asks, say, yeah, man, I'm 58, or whatever your age is. All right. Got myself some birthday cake. Here's to another trip around the sun. I'll see you next week on Pro Aging with Paige.